Hey, it's Father Taylor, and today is Friday, and the date of Friday is the 11th, Friday, February 11th. And here's your not so typical weekly eBlast. As you know, starting in just a few hours, we will begin a visitation service for the family of Sean Salisbury. So Lisa and Scott, Ryan, Tyler, there's some wives and cousins, and close friends. It's a big nucleus of a family that many of you all know. And so I'm here really to speak about simply not the grieving process, but the work and the attendance process. So we're a church family. And you know that we are at our best when we come to serve and help others. That's what we're good at. We have had a lot of volunteers. I mean, a tremendous response to people volunteering. So maybe you said, well, I haven't volunteered, but I am coming tonight. As a church member, all we ask you to do is, in addition to your visitation, is simply, is there anything I can do? You never know. It's a long period of time from 4 till 8. It's a long period of time. So who knows? There might be something you could do for us while you're there. One of the most, if not the most important thing we can do is to sincerely ask for God to be present. We need God to be present to provide for what God provides, what can only provide in terms of comfort, real sense of God's presence, God holding this family up. We need God to protect us from all kinds of evil assaults, from stuff breaking down, from accidents, from just confusion, those types of things, which really get people going when you're emotional. We also need God to put down the evil spirits that would begin saying, trying to confirm that this is a terrible thing and this is just another reason why to not worship the Lord. Or you see what I mean? If there was a God, why would these bad things happen? Or it's apparently it didn't seem to help him. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, and at times, particularly of an accidental death, of the where is God and how come God and why should I believe God and I'm angry at God. These are typical, like very normal human responses. What we just want is for no one's heart to get severely blocked up. We don't want any people, to get to a place where their hearts become, this becomes a bigger problem. So pray for us all that God's Spirit will be helping us to get through this next couple of days, because the grieving process for this family really doesn't start until another week or so, when all the action dies down. Here's another practical thing. So that's a prayer thing. So please pray. 4 to 8 to 9, we have people in the building overnight also praying. And then tomorrow, all morning in preparation for the service, all the way through their reception at the Italian America. We need people praying, and that's not a small thing. So thank you for that. Secondly, you may want to think in terms of when you come. Personally, knowing what I know right now, I'd come late. I'd come after 6 or later, simply because I know of how many people are coming right at 4. And if you come, don't be surprised if there's a line or it takes some time to wait. If you feel more comfortable waiting outside, we could have you wait outside, and you could tell one of the greeters at the door or one of the ushers in the building. You could say, save my space in line, but I don't feel comfortable in the building. Call me when it's time for me to go in. There's all kinds of ways we're making adjustments today. So another thing to consider out is parking. If you have the ability to walk pretty well, you may consider parking at the St. Bernard's lot and then walking down to the church, because I imagine that our parking lot's going to get extremely full on both days. So think about that parking. In terms of attendance, we are going to do our best. We're throwing away a lot of the protocols that we have been so carefully observing. We're going to do our best, but we really are still limited to how many people can come. And there are other ways to show your support. As I said in another video, you can come and you can on Saturday and be outside of the doors, so that when the family comes out to go to the cemetery, you're there and they can see you. You can go and wait and be at the cemetery. It's right at Salisbury Cemetery, right up the hill. It's not far from the church at all. You could go and wait there. The weather's good. You could wait there and be present there, and that would be a great way to show support. And because you're invited, you could go to the Italian American Club in Avon, and where the whole thing is going to be streamed, and you could watch at the Italian American Club. So if you also want to be helpful, you could say, when I come to the church, I'm going to choose to watch upstairs in the hall on the streamed version, just to make it easier for more family and friends to be downstairs in the sanctuary. So all kinds of ways. Where the showing up and the prayers and the help comes is in the following weeks, when all of this begins to settle in. So that's another part of our ministry we'll have. But I also want to make sure that you know that on Sunday morning at 9:45, we have a celebration. Now we weep with those who weep, and we dance with those who celebrate. So on Sunday morning, a very new family at our church, John and Keely Whitcomb, and their twins are going to have their youngest, Landon, baptized. So this again is an all hands on deck event, because we want to make sure these people know we welcome them to the community. We are glad they're here, and we are praying for them. So remember, that's at 9:45 Sunday morning. We have that baptism, and the child's baptism is not like a child separate from everything else. The child is being baptized into our community. And so that's why we want to make sure that we show up for these events. And you can contact the office if you want to get their address and send them cards. But with all the energy that we're going to be putting into grieving with those who grieve, don't forget, we need to take a deep breath, wake up, have a cup of coffee, and be here at 9:45 to celebrate with those who celebrate in their baptism. Okay, so thanks so much. I will be seeing you shortly at the church, I'm sure. God bless you, and thank you for your prayers. Prayers of the righteous person availeth much, they used to say in the King James Version. So that's why we're doing it. Thank you.